Now I know y'all might be thinking that this video might be a bad trip, that I took some shrooms or something before I decided to hit record, that there is no way that disgrace of a game could possibly have become better. No, ladies and gentlemen, while some small issues still prevail, we have experienced the crappiest way to release one of the best RPGs around and one of the most impressive recoveries I've seen in the industry. Hey, do you like this kind of content? Do you like this kind of vibe in a channel? Do you like this kind of entertainment? Do you like seeing these pretty pictures of puppies on the screen? Well, go ahead and leave a subscribe. Just click that little button there. I'd really appreciate it. It'd help the channel a lot. So that's about it. Yeah, thank you. For those of you who tried Cyberpunk 2077 when it released and thought the amount of bugs was complete basura, you are correct. It was an incomplete mess that almost entirely ruined the legacy CD Projekt had created with the richer franchise. Filled with lies about the development of the game, last-gen consoles struggling to run the game at all despite multiple promises stating otherwise, game-breaking bugs around every corner, tons of mismanagement and crunching, third-party QA teams taking their jobs as seriously as Elon Musk's Twitter ventures. Needless to say, it was a damn mess. CD Projekt also took a big blow, losing millions in company stock worth as well as refunds through multiple different game stores. The game was actually removed from the PlayStation Store because of how their refunds worked and had to wait a bit before reinstating its previous status. Not only that, but CD Projekt had been sued on multiple fronts for attempting to deceive its players and investors with shady business practices. People were out for blood, and understandably so. They lied to our faces, and most of us were expecting the same old trick that EA and all these other publishers play on us: act dumb and defend their bullshit. I'm not gonna lie to you folks, I was in the same boat you were, thinking, damn, what a shame. This could have been so good. I borrowed the game from a friend, and a couple hours in I already had a bug make me redo a whole mission. Not only that, but the sheer power needed to run the game was a little too much for my 8-year-old hardware, so I left it at that and said I like the concept, so I'll leave it alone and buy it for myself on a sale if it gets any better. And man, did it get better. I realized I started getting a wave of good reviews, which was a stark contrast to the horrible ones it had before, and that CD Projekt Red was hard at work on releasing multiple updates and hotfixes that would begin to squash the majority of the game's bugs. This ironically included the one that made me stop playing the game altogether. Not only did a bunch of patches come through, but more mod support as well as in-game features began to appear that made the experience eons better. This was the Cyberpunk we were supposed to receive in 2020. Cyberpunk Edgerunners massively helped give more to care about in the universe and brought a never before seen popularity to the game years after its release. Being able to find key places of the anime and the world and receiving quests from characters you'd seen on your TV or tablet or whatever was a smart move that not only fed the universe but also the players waiting for a reason to pop back into the game. You know, seeing mentions of Lucy and David was in general just a really cool thing, and being able to get the jacket and all that I thought was a really cool detail, and I feel like a lot of fans of that kind of universe kind of just ended up just being drawn to the franchise overall because of the anime and because, you know, obviously the game is getting better. Of course, when we get into the gameplay itself, it's in a whole other league to what it was before. I upgraded the device I was playing on to be able to have a decent time, and what I got in return was easily one of the most life-changing gaming experiences I've had in a minute. The world was vibrant with so many different side quests and things to do. I started getting used to the first-person view and started to understand why they made the decision to switch over to that. The cars were fast and all handled very differently, some a little better than others. Most of the characters you meet along the way have defined traits that make them easily distinguishable and unique. Distinguishable is a really big word and I have trouble with it, I'm sorry. The visuals were breathtaking, and the story, albeit a bit depressing, had multiple layers that really forced you to dig in and want to understand more. The sheer amount of lore and care put into these updates was simply astonishing. Not everything is perfect though. The start of the game could have involved more moments to to connect with one of the crucial characters to the plot. When I say crucial, I say like this character is a key talking point during the majority of the time, and this character is a talking point from start to finish. So like you just really never connect to this person, and it just, I don't know, a lot of moments feel really flat, and that's what the lack of connection really affects. There's certain moments that are just really like emotional, and you know that they're supposed to feel kind of like grave and bad, but you just end up feeling like meh. Some moments of dialogue are teensy bit cringe too, but honestly it's more me nitpicking than something that will hinder your experience. There are still a few bugs that remain, and while they aren't game breaking, they do get a bit annoying. One I've been having issues with is where my Sandevistan never really activates. So you just press the buttons, right, and then you see the little icon at the top like saying like, okay, you started doing your thing, and I actually never start doing my thing. So I actually have to load from a previous save to get it back up and running. So that also means that I end up saving a lot more than I usually would, just because I know that it could crap out at any moment. It's not frequent enough for me to consider it like unplayable, or just me being like, nah, I'm just gonna leave the game alone. It does happen from time to time though, and it does suck when you're going against a big enemy and you just realize that your powers don't work. All this being said, the improvement made from Cyberpunk's first release to now is something we rarely see in the gaming industry. It's just flooded with greed and shady tactics that make the player fork over more cash. Everything from overpriced DLC to loot boxes are shoved in our faces far more often than they should. And while CDPR initially seemed like they were going the same direction, the complete 180 they made to earn their fan base's trust again is not only impressive, but serves as an example other companies should start following before they simply abandon projects they don't immediately find profitable at the customer's expense. Mass Effect Andromeda being a clear example of such cowardly decisions made by bigwigs over at EA. With another installment of Cyberpunk coming down the pipeline, let's hope that the goodwill they gained won't be lost again, and the player base will be treated with the respect it deserves. What do you guys think of Cyberpunk 2077 today? Did you pick it back up after you may have had a not so great experience with it? What are your thoughts? Honestly, it is one of my favorite video games. It's up there with Mass Effect for me, and for anyone who follows my channel at all knows I love Mass Effect. So I'm baffled by it. Like, to me, it's really, really cool. I'm really excited for the next game whenever that is coming out. It doesn't matter if I'm 30 by the time it comes out. I'm still gonna be really excited for it. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I upload videos every single week about tech or gaming. Remember to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at St. Woven, as well as join the pack on Discord. Thank you for watching, my dudes, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye!